Hey everybody, hope you're all doing good and hope you're all safe. So, this is our regular current affairs series for RBI Grade B phase 2 of the examination, and it is lecture 13. So, from today, we'll be covering the November month current affairs in three parts, and this is the part one of the video. So, let's get into the lecture very quickly. Please let me know if everything is fine for us to begin by just hitting a thumbs up or saying a yes in the comment section. All good, guys? Yes. Hi, Nilesh. Yes, so let's begin the lecture for today very quickly. And I want every one of you to make a note of the upcoming events which can help your preparation for RB Grade B and also for SEBI Grade A. Please share it with your friends who are all co-aspirants for the examination. So we have this 50 most important questions for the economic section, which is a revision series, which can help your SEBI Grade A examination every Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m. And also we have got the current affairs lecture series for RBI Grade B when phase 2 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and also the current affairs lecture series for SEBI grade examination every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and also the government schemes lecture series for RBI grade B phase 2 every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. You will find the description, you will find all the links in the description box below. So quickly, let's get beginning with the very first question of the day. Which of the following state launches the scheme for the distribution of fortified rice under the PDS recently? So which state has launched the scheme for distribution of fortified rice under PDS? Already answers are coming up. Yes, Himachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, none of the above. The answer is C, Chhattisgarh. Fantastic. Next question. Tribal Cooperative Marketing Federation of India and the Tribal Ministry of Tribal Affairs have recently implemented tribal plan in which of the following states? So tribal plan in which of the following states, right? So TriFed along with Ministry of Tribal Affairs have implemented tribal plan for which of the following state? Orissa, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Telangana and Goa. So what is the answer for this question? Which state has recently implemented this tribal plan? It is option E. So Goa tribal plan has been implemented by TriFed and Ministry of Tribal Affairs recently. We'll be learning about all of these things quickly. So we are dealing with the state schemes as of now, right? So which of the state has unveiled the project Air Care recently to fight the air pollution? A. Delhi, Gurugram, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Goa. So, which of the following is the answer for this question? Which state has unveiled the project Air Care? The answer is Gurugram. So, Gurugram is the state which has recently gone for Project Air Care to fight the pollution. Even if you didn't know, I'm sure they would have gone for wrong guesses because Delhi is the state that battles with pollution badly. So we might guess for Delhi. So sometimes factual based questions, it's better that we avoid guessing. That is one thing that we need to remember here, right? So let's look at all of these schemes till now, whatever we have seen. So one we have taken up is scheme for the distribution of fortified rice. And we saw that the state that recently implemented this was the state of Chhattisgarh. So the fortified rice is nothing but a rice which is enhanced with certain vitamins so that we can beat the issues of malnutrition in the country. Because India has been having the largest number of children facing malnutrition, and that is the reason a fortified rice is going to be acting as a effective measure because most of the population of the country consumes rice as the staple diet, right? So the fortified rice is going to be mixed with iron, vitamin B12, folic acid, and this is going to be distributed in Chhattisgarh so that they are going to tackle in fighting the malnutrition and anemia. And now there's another scheme which was launched by Gujarat state government, as you can see. And what is the name of this project? It is called as Arogya One, right? And the main idea of this is to see, as you can see, what is it aiming to do? promote the medicinal plants in the state of Gujarat, right? So they are going to put in around 380 species of plants and trees with rich medicinal values along the district of Narmada in Gujarat, right? So this is Arogyavan, by which state government? It is Gujarat state government. Then we have got the project Air Care, as we've already seen. It is launched by Gurugram, and recently Manohar Lal has unveiled this project Air Care, and as a part of this project, around 65 Vayu, right, wind augmentation purifying units have been installed across Gurugram through PPP, or public-private partnership modes, at various locations in the states which are facing the poor air quality issues, right, with high air pollutions. Those locations have been selected and they have gone up for putting this wind augmentation purifying units. So sometimes there can be question on these lines. So Vayu is also a part of this project Air Care, and Vayu stands for wind augmentation purifying unit, right? Next question. Recently, which state government has flagged off medical mobile unit Jeevan Dhara? So which state government has done that? Himachal Pradesh, Gurugram, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Telangana. So which state government has come up with this concept of mobile medical unit by the name Jeevan Dhara? The answer is option A. Himachal Pradesh has launched this MMU called as Jeevan Dhara. Next question. Which of the following state government joint partnership with ADB for the purpose of improvement of the infrastructure facilities? So which state government partnered with ADB for improving infrastructure in the state? Himachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, and Telangana. The answer for this question? What is the answer for this? So which state government joined the partnership with ADB? The answer is A. Himachal Pradesh again, right? So let's look at some of the state schemes again here. So medical mobile unit with the name Jeevan Dhara, as we've seen, was introduced in which state? It is introduced in the state government of Himachal Pradesh. And this van, or the mobile medical unit, is going to function as a mobile primary healthcare center. So that is the main aim of launching such kind of medical mobile unit. So wherein as mobile van service, they are going to provide free medical consultancy screening services to the patients through these mobile vans, right? And the aim of this is to act as a mobile primary health center. So now next question, as we have seen, is partnership with ADB for the purpose of improvement of infrastructure facilities. That was also done by which of the states? We have seen that Himachal Pradesh recently partnered with ADB, and main aim is to improve infrastructure in which district of Himachal Pradesh? So sometimes you can expect question on these lines too. So which district in the Himachal Pradesh is partnered for this collaboration? It is Mandi district, and the total estimated cost for the infrastructure activities is going to be rupees 15 crores, out of which 9 crores is going to be met by ADB, and other amount, that is 6 crores, is going to come from the coffers of the state government, right? So next question is Him Suraksha Abhiyan. Again, as you see, it is Him, and I'm sure you can think about the Himalayan states when you don't know which state has launched it. But here we're talking about all the initiatives of the Himachal Pradesh state government here. So Himachal Pradesh government has also started this scheme called as Him Suraksha Abhiyan. And what is the main aim of this Him Suraksha Abhiyan? As you see, it aims to sensitize the people regarding the COVID-19 pandemic. It also, along these efforts, it's going to collect the information regarding the symptoms of various diseases, check their blood pressure, door by door campaign is going to be carried out, right? So that this comorbidity is one of the conditions that most of the diseases has. If you see, lot of those who are affected by COVID-19 are also suffering from diseases like diabetes also, right? So we have to ensure that when these already existing diseases individuals are exposed, are have a higher chance of being exposed to COVID-19, and that is what Him Suraksha Abhiyan aims to address. Next question is, which of the following state government recently passed a resolution for Sarna code? A. Orissa, B. Maharashtra, C. Jharkhand, E. D. Karnataka, and E. Telangana. Which state government has come up with this Sarna code? What is the answer for this question? It is C. Jharkhand. So Jharkhand is the state which has recently passed this resolution, state government resolution for Sarna code. Right. Next question is, which state government signed an agreement with Tata Technologies to upgrade around 150 government ITIs? So, which state government has done this? Partnering with Tata Technologies for upgrading its state government's ITIs. Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Telangana. What is the answer? It is D. Karnataka. Beautiful. So it is the state government of Karnataka partnering with the Tata Technologies to upgrade the 150 government ITIs. So as you've seen, Sarna code is passed by the state government of Jharkhand. The main aim of this resolution is to seek the inclusion of Sarna, which is the tribal religion, as a separate religion in Census 2021. So currently, it is not considered as a separate religion according to the Census 2011. So in 2021, Jharkhand aims to have Sarna, that is a tribal religion of the state, also as a part of the separate religion going forward, right? So that is the reason it is called as Sarna code. And as we have seen already, with state government partnered with Tata Technologies to upgrade its existing ITIs, it is the state government of Karnataka. And how many government ITIs is it going to upload? That is upgrade. That is also very important. The answer is 150 government ITIs will be upgraded as a part of this partnership. So you can expect question on these lines too. So we've seen some of the state schemes here till now. Now let's go ahead and take up few questions. RBI has recently launched the multimedia campaign with a view to create awareness among the common man about the good practices, regulations, and initiatives in banking and financial sector. What is the name of that campaign? Right. So a multimedia campaign by RBI to create awareness among the people regarding the good practices, regulations of the banking sector. What is the answer for this? Rise, RBI says, raise, RBI कहता है. What is the answer? Yes, it is RBI कहता है. And you have to remember that RBI says is a Twitter handle of RBI. Okay. So this is one of the Twitter handles of RBI, and recently RBI has become the first central banks in the world to have the highest Twitter following, right? Crossing around 1 million. So RBI कहता है is the campaign, multimedia campaign to create the awareness among the people regarding the various initiatives, regulations, and practices that RBI has undertaken in banking and the financial sector. The name of the campaign is RBI कहता है. So what happened? Why was it in news? Recently, RBI was evaluating the impact of this campaign. That is RBI कहता है, and that is the reason we are talking about it. So RBI कहता है was the first ever 360-degree campaign which was initiated by RBI using every approach like mass media, television, radio, newspaper, hoardings, web banners, GIFs, social media, and SMS. Taking every cue of the mass media, it was aiming to promote the awareness among the people. And it was launched in how many languages? This can also be very important because for RBI Grade B, you can expect all those initiatives of RBI being very important. So in 14 languages, this initiative has been launched and it aims to create awareness about the good practices, regulations, and initiatives in the banking and the financial sector. Right? So next question is, RBI recently announced a co-lending model scheme under which banks can provide loans along with which of the following to provide priority sector borrowers based on the priority agreement. So what is this co-lending part model all about? Where you will see banks are partnering with which of the following institutions. Yes, good job. We have been discussing this concept also in the finance section revision series for SEBI grade and also RBI grade B. The answer is B, NBFCs. So co-lending model is going to partner banks along with the NBFCs where both of them together will be lending towards the priority sector borrowers. And the CLM, that is the co-lending model, is an improvement over the co-origination of the loan scheme. And this co-origination of the loan scheme is not a new scheme. It is an existing scheme that was announced by RBI in which of the following years? 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. This can be a potential two-marker question in phase 2 of the examination, guys. Very, very important. Was this co-origination of the loan scheme was introduced? It is option D, 2018. So CLM, or the co-lending model, which was launched in the year 2020, is an improvement over the co-origination scheme which was launched in the year 2018. Very good. So RBI recently announced this rechristening the method of co-origination scheme that was announced in the year 2018. So now it is called as co-lending scheme. So the main aim of the scheme, as you see, is to improve the flow of the credit to the unserved and the undeserved sector of the economy. And here you will see that NBFCs will be partnering with the banks to provide the priority sector lending. So what is the role of the NBFCs here? NBFC will be acting as a single point of interface for the customers, and where you will see that they will be entering into a loan agreement with the borrowers, right? And another important role of the NBFCs with respect to the priority sector lending is that they should be maintaining at least minimum 20% of the share of the loans. Along 80% can be taken away by the banks, but at least 20% must be maintained by the NBFCs, should be coming from the NBFCs. And the entire interface, single point interface, will be coming up from the NBFCs. And the interest rate that will be charged as a part of this co-lending scheme will be an all-inclusive interest rate that is going to be agreed by both the lenders, that is banks and the NBFCs together will be collaborating and deciding this interest rates. And the transactions with respect to the disbursements of the loans or the repayment of the loan here will be routed through an escrow account which will be maintained with the banks. A very, very important point. Please remember this. So any disbursement of loan or any repayment by the borrower of the loan will be routed through an escrow account that will be kept with the banks, not the NBFCs, so that any kind of intermingling can be avoided. And then there is also a mechanism for grievance redressal, as you see, and this arrangement will ensure that the consumer is going to get their complaints resolved within 30 days, right? This is very, very important. So what is the grievance redressal time limit? Within 30 days, they aim to put and resolve the grievances of the customers. And if the complaint still is not resolved, the borrower still can have the option of escalating the issue with the banking ombudsman, or also the ombudsman for the NBFCs, or also the customer education and the protection cell in the RBI. So which is that cell which is going to deal with the escalation issues? It is the customer education and the protection cell of the RBI. Please make a note of all these important points because it can be potentially asked in the two-marker questions of phase 2 of RBI Grade B, right? And here you should remember that this co-lending model is not going to be applicable with for the foreign banks with less than 20 branches, right? If it's greater than 20 branches, it's going to include, but it's not going to be applicable for the foreign banks with less than 20 banks, 20 branches. Next question, government recently provided a support to the RRBs to meet the regulatory capital. So how much is the support that recently government has given for the same? A 570 crores, 670 crores, 660 crores, 770 crores. What is the answer for this question? Good job, guys. 670 crores, right? So government recently has provided around 670 crores support to the regional rural banks to meet their regulatory capital. So what is the regulatory capital requirement for the banks according to the RBI? They have to maintain a CRAR, that is a capital to risk weighted assets ratio of around 9%. So in order to meet this limit of the RBI, government has recently given the support of 670 crores to the RRBs, because RRBs, most of them, as you see, of the 43 RRBs, around one-third of them from the north and the eastern regions were suffering losses, and they were not able to meet this capital requirement of 9% that was stipulated by RBI, right? And that is the reason government stepped up and came for their recapitalization. So as a part of the current scheme for the recapitalization of the RRBs, what is the share that the center, the state, and the sponsor bank of the RRBs are going to provide for the RRBs. Center, state, and the sponsor bank are going to sponsor in this respective ratios. 50 is to 15 is to 35, right? And this round of infusion, that is the 670 crore, is going to be taking care of the capital needs till March 31st, 2021 next year. So again, a new fresh wave of infusion can also be taking place after that, right? So remember this date also. So these are the most important points that we have to be noting with respect to the topic that we have been discussing, and also the CRAR position of the RRBs deteriorated to 10.2% on March 31st, 2020 from 11.5% which was there in the previous year, and that is the reason to step up this RBI has come and given the 670 crores, right? Next question, SEBI enhances the foreign investment cap of mutual funds from $300 million to how much? So what is the current change in the foreign investment cap of the mutual funds? Good job, guys. It is 600 million US dollars. So the current limit has been raised from 300 million US dollars to 600 million US dollars. Very, very important. And which is the body which has done that? It is the Security Exchange Board of India, SEBI, which has increased this cap of foreign investment in the mutual funds from existing 300 million US dollars to 600 million US dollars. However, the industry-wide cap for investing abroad is going to remain unchanged. So this is the overall limit that has been raised to 600 million. But whereas the industry-wide cap is going to remain same at 7 billion US dollars, right? And also, it has quadrupled the quantum of investment that individual fund houses can make in exchange traded funds. So earlier, the limit was 50 million, and now it is going to be 200 millions going forward. So, how much a individual fund can invest in ETF has been again raised from 50 million US dollars to 200 million US dollars. So, it has been quadruple here, right? So, along with the change of overall foreign investment cap from being 300 million to 600 million, these are also the changes that have been done. So SEBI here will reserve 50 million for each mutual fund individually, and the overall industry limit is going to be 7 billion maintained, right? So this is not going to be changed. And any mutual fund that is going to launch a new scheme and intending to invest overseas will have to invest will have to use the limit specified within the 6 months. So what is the time duration that is given? What is the limit for exchange traded funds? It has been quadrupled to $200, and this has to be done within 6 months, right? Next question. SEBI has given a green signal to the introduction of flexi cap category in the mutual funds. Under the new category, the scheme should have a minimum investment of -% of the total assets in equity and equity related instruments. So this was also discussed as a part of the finance section. What is the answer for this? Under the new category, scheme should have a minimum investment of how much percentage of the total assets in the equity and the equity related instruments? Yes, it is option D, 65%, right? Good job, guys. So SEBI introduces a flexi cap category of the mutual fund invest for the mutual fund investors. Earlier, this flexi cap was not there. So under the new category, a scheme should have a minimum investment of 65% of the total assets in the equity and the equity related instruments without any restriction on the investment allocation in the large cap, mid cap, or the small cap stocks. Earlier, this was not the case. So earlier, if you see in the multi cap category, that is scheme which was investing in large cap, mid cap, and small cap was having individual sector wise restrictions. But now there is a flexibility given in the new category of the scheme where you see that you can invest the 65% of the total assets in equity and equity related without any restrictions of how much to invest in large cap, mid cap, and the small cap sectors. And the type of the scheme will be an open-ended dynamic equity scheme, as we've seen. And however, you have to understand here that this is going to constitute a change in the attributes, and such schemes will have to give investor a 30-day window to exit. This is very, very important. So without any exit load, a window period of 30 days should be given for the investor to exist in such kind of open-ended dynamic equity schemes, whichever the new category schemes are going to be coming up, right? And they'll be subject to regulation under which of the following schemes? They are subject to regulation under the SEBI Mutual Fund Regulations of 1996. Next question, SEBI forms recently an expert group under which of the following to review the norms related to the shares-based staff benefit issue of sweat equity. So what is the expert panel chaired by? A. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, B. Rajiv Kumar, Sandeep Bhagat, Kasturi Rangan, and E. None of the above. So the panel that was recently constituted by SEBI is chaired by Mr. Sandeep Bhagat, and this is related to the sweat equity shares, right? SEBI forms recently an expert group under Sandeep Bhagat to review the norms related to the issue of the sweat equity, right? And this is a 7-member expert group. So what is the mandate of the group? As you see, it is going to revisit the framework of the share-based employee benefit and also suggest the policy changes. And it is also mandated to look into the change in the sweat equity regulations also in the Companies Act. Very, very important, can also be asked in SEBI Grade A examination too. So what is sweat equity share? It is nothing but equity share that a company gives to its employees for the hard work that they put for the company, right? Probably which are intangible, which cannot be clearly measured, like they would have contributed to the IPR of the company. And in all these cases, when a company decides to give back to their employees through the help of the sweat equity shares, right? Next question, which of the following bank recently launched Smart Hub Merchant Solutions 3.0 for SMEs, that is small and medium enterprises? A. Axis Bank, B. ICICI Bank, C. Bank of Baroda, D. HDFC Bank, and E. None of the bank. So which bank launched the Smart Hub Merchant Solutions 3.0? It is D. HDFC Bank. Fantastic. And HDFC Bank is launching this Smart Hub Solutions for SMEs, which is going to act as a first integrated and integrated banking and payment solutions for all the SME retailers across the globe. So where you can see that the SME retailers can happily accept in-store, online, and on-the-go payments, right? Quick solutions. So through this holistic approach, the bank, that is the HDFC Bank, aims to target more than 20 million SME merchants and other professional services throughout the metro, semi-urban, and also the rural areas in the coming 3 years. Next question, RBI imposed a penalty of 1 crore on Dash for the contravention of Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. So on which of the following banks did the RBI impose a penalty of 1 crore? Very important, and I'm sure it's a very simple question. Yes, it is A, PNB Bank, for violation of the Section 26 of the Payment and Settlement System Act of 2007. So what was the issue here? PNB was operating a bilateral ATM sharing arrangement with Drug PNB Bank of Bhutan without getting the approval from the RBI. And that is the reason RBI has imposed this penalty of 1 crore on PNB. Next question, RBI published its first ever dash, that is an estimate based on the high frequency data. So RBI recently published data that is based on the high frequency, right? And what is it called as? A, nowcast, B, recast. Yes, beautiful. It is very simple. Ecast and evercast. It is a nowcast. So RBI published its first ever nowcast, which is an estimate based on the high frequency data. And here the main aim is it is going to use a range of indicators from the vehicle sales to flush banking liquidity, which is going to signal the prospects for the October month. So that is why it was released. And what were the highlights of the publication? It said that the country's GDP contracted by around 8.6% in the quarter ending in September 2020. Economy also has contracted about 24% from April to June. And it was also officially highlighted that India entered into the technical recession phase in the first half of 2021 for the very first time in its history. So this was also mentioned in the nowcast, and it also highlighted the upturn signals possibly would be coming in the October to the December quarter too. And at the same time, it has also highlighted the risk to the growth coming from the second wave of the coronavirus infections. So these were the key highlights of the publication of Nowcast, which was published by RBI. Next question. RBI panel recently proposed to raise the promoters cap to dash percent in the private banks. A 26%, B 27%, C 28%, D 29, and E 30%. So how much is the promoters cap increased in the private banks? Yes. Good job. And the answer is A, 26%. So the promoter's cap is going to be increased to 26% in the private banks. So recently, an internal working group, which was set up by RBI, proposed to raise the promoter stake in the private banks from the current 15%. Very important, it can be asked on these lines too. From the current 15% to 26% in over a period of time of 15 years. So this is what is going to be happening in the next coming 15 years. The promoter shareholding is going to increase to 26% in private banks from the existing 15%. So apart from these, there were other recommendation also that the panel has suggested. One of the one of them being that the large corporate or the industrial houses will now be allowed as the promoters, which has been long pending, and this was the change that was introduced, that was proposed according to the working group. And for the same, you have to see that amendments have to be made in the Banking Regulation Act to make the large corporate and the industrial houses as a part of the promoters for the bank. And apart from this, the other recommendations that the panel suggested was that large NBFCs with an asset side of 50,000 crores and above, and which are owned by a corporate house, may also be considered for the conversion into banks, subject to the completion of 10 years of operation. So NBFCs can be converted to banks provided they have an asset size of 50,000 crore and after completing 10 years of operations. This is other suggestion or recommendation that was made. It also recommended that the minimum initial capital requirement for licensing new banks going forward should be enhanced from the existing 500 crore to 1000 crore for universal banks, and for small finance bank it should be increased from 200 crores to 300 crores going forward. In case any of the small finance bank are going to come up in future, they should be having minimum initial capital requirement of 300 crores in case if they are a small finance bank. In case if they want to open a universal bank, they have to have a minimum paid up capital of 1000 crores, right? And 3 years of experience is sufficient for payment bank who want to get converted into a small finance bank. So these are the recommendations that were introduced as a part of the working group. So we have done the part 1 of the November current affairs today, and we'll be covering the entire November month in the coming 2 parts. And at Oliveboard, we have exclusive series which will help you prepare for the RBI Grade B examination very thoroughly. We have got monthly current affairs capsules for the phase 1 of the examination and also for the phase 2 of the examination. And also we cover the important RBI notification and other relevant documents for the RBI Grade B phase 2, like the Union Budget, Economic Survey, and Census reports very, very thoroughly and extensively. If you have any doubts on our RBI and SEBI course, you can leave a missed call on this number 8880 and 444, wherein our team will get back to you to answer your doubts. So, as I told before, I want you all to take note of these upcoming events. That is the revisions section for the economics, which we have started this week, which is going to run Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m. And also we have the current affairs lecture series for SEBI Grade A phase 1 of the examination every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And also the government schemes lecture series for RBI Grade B phase 2 every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. And you will find the links for all of these in the description box below. Thank you so much, guys. If you have found the video useful, please hit the like button. And to stay updated with respect to the SEBI Grade A and also the RBI Grade B preparation, subscribe to Oliveboard. Have a great learning experience, guys. Thank you so much.